iPhone sales in China score big jump. How about that, Will? You didn't see that coming.
They're doing really well.
Trade stuff, trade wars, boycott, Apple boycott, nationalism, pride. We heard all these stories. Mm-hmm. People saying that Apple was about to take a big dive, specifically in China. It appears, at least for now, temporarily, possibly temporarily, that's not really the way it's going. In fact, this latest iPhone, the release, saw a jump of 18.7% growth from a year ago. Now, I know it's not exactly a fair comparison, Will. I know that. You know that. I know that. Because this iPhone is visibly different, whereas the S model iPhone 10 was kind of more iterative. Mm-hmm. I mean, granted, they had the R to go with it. But this 11, you see it, you know it. And I keep saying this is important when it comes to sales. It's not just that there's an improvement. It's not just that the thing is better. It's people around you need to look at it. It has to have that element. The style component.
Yes.
And I'm telling you, man, I'm watching the NBA game. I'm watching a game in the NBA.
Do you?
Yeah, I was.
Oh, okay.
And I look at the sidelines, and I can spot that triple-headed monster from a mile away. I see some lady, she's doing what you would do at an NBA game, getting it out. And it has to be that calling card so people know you're on the latest. Now, I'm not saying it's right or wrong. I'm not telling people they need to keep up with the Joneses. I'm not telling people they need to be in that race, on that treadmill, smartphone treadmill. But I'm saying this stuff, generally speaking, it has an effect and an impact. There is a significant enough group of people that they want to be on that latest. Mm-hmm. They don't want to be seen with that old thing. They don't want to be seen with that iPhone 6S, 7, 8, 10, you name it. They just are always on the latest one. And this one had that working for it, where from a distance, it instantly made the case. It was recognizable as being that new thing from Apple. So I think you can attribute some of this percentage growth to that fact alone. But nonetheless, amidst all the turmoil within the trade scenario, amidst the Donald Trump and so forth, which we've covered widely here, it's still surprising to me. You have this massive price tag. I'll tell you what, 1,000 plus. And I believe in relationship to that market, I think a Chinese iPhone actually is a little bit more. Might be a few more dollars. I can't remember. It used to be at least. And so you say, okay, cost sensitivity, all these things, competition in the marketplace, the stuff that Huawei's doing, they're making a case domestically. Don't support us. Support your local, because we're getting all kinds of heat elsewhere. Mm-hmm. So they make the case to the public. And yet still, Apple is improving their figures over there. Now, they say here in this particular document that it's thanks to the popularity of the iPhone 11, according to Bloomberg. And the calculations are based on government data and overall shipments. The improvement in December iPhone sales in China, despite a lack of 5G readiness, is quite positive for Apple and its suppliers, according to analysts. So that's a big part, too. That's a big, this 5G conversation going on, being headlined by Huawei. Mm-hmm. Is that really what's going to move the needle for customers, or is it a marketing head start? I presume it will matter to customers, but maybe they need to experience it first. Maybe they need to see what that means for them on a day-to-day, for them to demand it in their next smartphone.
Right.
Maybe that's what it'll take. Surge in shipments bodes well for Apple smartphone sales for the Chinese New Year, which occurs in late January. So this could be an indicator of what's going to happen around that time as well. A lot of spending going on around that time in China specifically. So this article coming via Seeking Alpha, it's all about the analysis. It's all about the stock market. AAPL. That's Apple on the NASDAQ, Will. But you already know that because you're that guy around here.
Yep. And they're doing well.
And it keeps, keeps going. Money's never been a problem for Apple.
Nope.
At least not lately. I'll tell you what. Now, it doesn't change the fact that every upstart company in the world has Apple in the crosshairs, and they're still coming. And that value is still out there. And people are watching this right now saying, Lou, I wouldn't do it. I ain't buying that. Care about this 18%. I got that OnePlus. I spend $500-600. I don't go there near that $1,000 thing. Apple tax and so forth. You've heard it before. So I understand that too. But this is what it is for the time being. That's the number. That's the figure. So Apple, China is still happening. There's still a bit of a love affair. Small one.
Yes.
It could grow. It could shrink. Time will tell. iPhone 11, embraced. I got an iPhone 11 sitting right over there. Don't ask me why.
There you go.
How dare you?